Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vicenza Military Communities Information Exchange, known as InfoX. InfoX is streamed live on the World Wide Web via livestream.com/AFN Europe. Viewers may address questions to this forum by going to the Vicenza Military Community Facebook page at VMC Italy. Viewers can also reach our Facebook page from the Garrison homepage. As always, everyone in the Vicenza military community is invited to attend in person here at the arena, or for those in the area who can't make it, we remind you that you can see it live. Also, for those in the arena, just a reminder, please use the microphones provided during our program so those in the broader audience can hear your questions and comments. Also, please note that in this forum we do not address personal matters of a legal or medical nature, issues that can be addressed through the chain of command, or issues submitted using inflammatory or derogatory language. And with that, we'll turn it over to the Deputy Garrison Commander, Mr. Wes Lessinger, for the opening comments. Sir.
Good morning. I'm glad to see everybody here in the room. We've got a pretty good crowd today, so thanks for joining us, and for those that are online as well, thanks for joining us. We look forward to hearing your questions as we go through this. We're here to put out some good information. We have a couple things to kind of go through what's going on in the community, and then we'll kind of open it up and see where everybody's at. With that, sir, I'd like to go ahead and open up, let you say anything at the beginning before we turn it over.
Wes. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the first one then.
Okay, sir. First up, March is Women's History Month. So Sergeant First Class Thomas Washington is going to come up and officially kick off the month and talk about some of the events in celebration of Women's History Month.
Hi, good morning. I'm Sergeant Washington, the Garrison EO Advisor. As already stated, March is Women's History Month, and this year's main event is going to be hosted by the 173rd. It's going to be located up here upstairs in the Lion's Den on the 24th of March from 15:30 to 16:30. If you have any questions about the event, or if you'd like to help out, then my contact information is up there on the screen. Feel free to contact me if you need any help. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and read a press release from DIOMI. National Women's History Month is an opportunity to honor and celebrate historic achievements by women. By 1986, 14 states had already declared March as Women's History Month. This momentum and state-by-state action was used as the rationale to lobby Congress to declare the entire month of March 1987 as National Women's History Month. In 1987, Congress declared March as National Women's History Month in perpetuity. A special presidential proclamation is issued every year which honors the extraordinary achievements of American women. Each year, National Women's History Month employs a unifying theme and recognizes national honorees whose work and lives testify to that theme. For 2015, the theme is Weaving Stories of Women's Lives. This year's theme presents the opportunity to weave women's stories individually and collectively into the essential fabric of our nation's history. Accounts of the lives of individual women are critically important because they reveal exceptionally strong role models who share a more expansive vision of what women can do. The stories of women's lives and the choices they made encourage girls and young women to think larger and bolder, and give boys and men a fuller understanding of the female experience. Knowing women's achievements challenges stereotypes and upends social assumptions about who women are and what women can accomplish today. At this time, we're going to go ahead and have a short cake cutting ceremony to kick off the month.
That's a hua. There you go. Okay, so we got 6 hot topics this morning. The first one we're going to talk about is some of the ongoing projects going around in the Vicenza military community. So we'd like to welcome Mr. Bob Clark, the Director of Public Works.
Thank you, Paul. This is an update for the community. We briefed this in November, and I believe another update maybe in January. But this week, on Monday, March 2nd, we kicked off construction on the improvements and repairs to the widening and the other safety issues that we saw deficits on Viale Ferrer Inn. This is addition of a sidewalk, increased lighting, signage, increased width of the road, and improved drainage, so it would be less susceptible to some of the flooding we've had out there. And so since Monday, we've been alternating traffic on Viale Ferrer Inn, either with a light or a flagman, and we noticed already that we have to fine-tune that in the mornings, especially. Got a nod there, so acknowledgement. But we've heard you, and we're looking at alternating those times and refining them to the influx of traffic in the morning, and in the afternoon we know that there's an even greater outflux of traffic at a certain focal point. So we've arranged with the city the use of the southeast access road through the Peace Park. The city had a press conference on Monday morning to socialize that with the residents, and so they've been gracious enough to allow us to use that, which is typically for emergency use, but they've considered an emergency. And we are opening the southeast access road from 4 to 6 p.m. for egress only. And that's been working pretty well so far. We've got some lights out there on Viale San Antonino to stop that traffic, to allow the outflux of traffic to turn either right or left on San Antonino. So again, this is a 4-month construction period through July approximately, depending on how weather runs and some of the other things we might run into as we dig, because it'll be a deeper dig on that road than the previous repaving we've done and patching in the past. And this is a predecessor to the long-range planning we're doing with the Comune to build a true alternate egress and access control point in conjunction with the tangentiale that they're working and through design right now on the north side. So, next slide.
Hey, Bob, can I jump in real quick as
Sure.
well? So I also would like to appreciate the patience of those that are residents at Delden or those that go out to Delden every day. So there is some traffic, but we're working through that. What I would also like to bring up is that we have a great collaboration with the city there. One of the initiatives that we're taking there that a lot of people I don't know if you're aware of yet, but we will get the bus line that connects to the city, the bus number 4 line that goes on Viale Ferrer Inn right now. We'll go all the way out to the gate once the road is complete and do a U-turn there. So it'd be a good benefit of our soldiers be able to get to the city, get connected to, get to Ederly or whatever it needs to be. There will be the transportation will be available. So I appreciate your patience. It'll be a little bit troubling a little bit for the next couple of months, but we look forward to having this road done, and the city's glad that we're doing it. So thanks.
All right, and the next project I just wanted to bring people's attention to is the sidewalk repair and improvements we're making to several areas here in Caserma Ederly. You can see on the map the east-west roads, 9th Avenue and 7th Avenue, as well as the main thoroughfare of the base, Olson Avenue, where the situation we had is that over time, utilities and other building projects have kind of put together a real odd hodgepodge, cobbled together sidewalk network that was not very functional for users, not very functional for disabled. So we're improving these sidewalks as a highest priority we saw within Caserma Ederly, and making them ADA compatible, accessible. And again, this is a project that started right before Christmas and is going to finish up in April. And I've noted, a couple of people have noted that it's really wide along Olson Avenue, almost like you'd want to be designing it to drive some kind of vehicle down. But that's really just because of the amount of traffic we have there, especially, I say, times like lunchtime. The north-south traffic from the old Legacy compound, where USRAF and Hoekstra Field and the north side is pretty heavy. So it should be a big improvement, and I appreciate everyone's patience as they bear with our construction progress to hopefully bring you better facilities. So, thanks.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Dave Gettleman, the Deputy Chief of Housing. He's going to talk about OHA and MIHA survey that's open to eligible community members.
Thanks, Paul. I'd just like to take a minute of your time to explain the survey and how the survey works and who is responsible to complete the survey. The survey is an overseas housing allowance and move-in housing allowance survey, which is to be completed by active duty military members throughout Italy through the month of May. This applies to any service member who resides in private rentals and who's been in a private rental for a minimum of 3 months. This does not apply to anyone who owns a home or shares a home with another service member. The OHA is an annual survey that gets completed typically in the month of March, And what it does is it's an allowance that's conducted by, or it's a survey conducted by the allowances branch of the Defense Travel Management Office, and it's used to determine the OHA allowance. The MIHA portion of this survey is only done once every 3 years, and this also does determine how much money a soldier would receive for this move-in housing allowance, which is currently at €905. The importance of completing this is that if it doesn't get completed, there is a very good chance of the allowance being reduced. And so it's very important to show the allowance branch how much it costs per soldier to rent a house here in Italy. It's very easy to complete once you log into the site. The site is a defense travel website, and you can see it on the slide. But basically, it'll take you about 10 to 30 minutes once you've logged in, and this is a good site a good survey where you can start the survey, and if you come across something or if you need some more information or somebody calls you away, it'll save the information that you've already posted, so you don't have to worry about inputting that information if you have to return. 10 to 30 minutes, very easy to complete. Last year, unfortunately, the survey had to be extended due to the lack of participation. So I think we want to jump on this as quickly as possible and get this done so that we can ensure that our allowances for the soldiers don't reduce. So it's just for soldiers residing in private rentals. You can also stop by the housing office. We can give you some more information if required. Are any questions?
Okay, our next topic is, not only is March the Women's History Month, but it's also Red Cross Month. So for that, we're going to have Miss Catherine Jones talk to us about some of the activities the Red Cross here locally in Vicenza is going to be participating in.
In 30 years, the American Red Cross has provided services to military members and their families throughout the world. It's done primarily through volunteers that are from the local military communities and in CONUS from the surrounding community. This month in particular, we are highlighting everyday heroes, and not all heroes wear capes, to really highlight the services that are provided by our everyday heroes and our volunteers with the American Red Cross. Some of the services that they provide are emergency communication messages to facilitate emergency leave or financial assistance, training and preparedness, health and safety services. Last year we trained over 725 individuals from this community utilizing volunteers to provide that training. 17,000 volunteer hours were logged last year just for the American Red Cross, and we had 679 youth volunteer hours, and our youth Red Cross clubs recently highlighted in the Outlook for all of the work that they've been doing, particularly to the Measles Initiative. So it is a wonderful, wonderful organization that is supported by the volunteers that are here local to the Caserma Ederle community. Next slide, please. Over the next month, we are highlighting each branch of service in a different way with the specialized events. The first event is going to be on this Saturday, and it's going to highlight our international services. It is Raid Cross. It is being hosted by the Youth Red Cross Club, and it is a way to highlight the work that American Red Cross does in partnership with the International Red Cross Federation, and really look at how we are supporting evacuees and refugees during times of conflict throughout the world. It'll be on the track right out here behind our building, and we encourage participation. However, because of the mature nature of this particular event, we really are gearing it towards youth and young adults of the age of 14 or older. Anyone is welcome to participate, but we do recommend that if they are under 14, they are accompanied by a parent so that you can help to guide them through the discussions. But don't worry, we do have events coming up for some of our younger audiences. Clara Barton is going to make a special appearance at the Caserma Ederle Library and read the history of the American Red Cross and how she became involved. That'll be on March the 19th. We are also going to be at the Villaggio Youth Center on the 25th doing a preparedness and readiness fair to make sure that our military families are ready. And then we have a special pillowcase project that is also going to be at the library on March the 25th, starting at 1400. That's hosted by our disaster services, where they are going to work with our youngest community members to decorate a pillowcase and talk about what they would put in their emergency pillowcase should they need to be evacuated because of a flood or a fire or some other event. So lots of fun coming up. We will end the month with a Red Cross World War II era canteen, which will be held right next door in the deployment center. It is going to also be a family-friendly event. We're going to have activities available for kids of all ages and a dance contest for anyone bold enough to get out and try their swing dancing. So look forward to seeing all of you. Please also look at all of our class registration, and all of the information will be available both on our Red Cross Facebook page and on the Garrison website as well.
Okay, March is a very busy month. You see, we kicked off Women's History Month, also Red Cross Month, and it is also the beginning of the AER campaign. So Mr. Sam Cossins is going to come up and tell us about this year's campaign.
Buongiorno and good morning to the entire Vicenza community. My name is Samuel Carson. I'm the Army Emergency Relief Campaign Coordinator, the face of the AER campaign. Not the best looking face, but let us not digress. Thank you to the command for allowing the Army Community Services team to conduct the Army Emergency Relief Kickoff during the InfoX. The Army Emergency Relief mission since 1942 has been to provide emergency financial assistance to soldiers and their family members. Who is eligible? Active duty soldiers, their family members, Army National Guard, Army Reservists, under Title 10 orders, and all Army retirees and their family members. What does AER provide the community? AER provides service members and their family with interest-free loans. You can get a loan for a specific issue that you are having, and it is interest-free. We also have grants under certain conditions. We have education assistance through scholarships. Please use our services. 88 cents of every dollar you donate, 88 cents every dollar you donate goes to this fund to assist soldiers and retirees. How can I donate to AER? Each unit has 2 trained AER representatives. And I thank them this morning for coming here, but we had nothing to set up. But it happens, that's life. Who will show you how to fill out a DA Form 4908, the Army Emergency Relief Campaign Form. You can contribute to AER using payroll deduction, yes, GS employees, payroll deductions. You can use cash, which I don't like to accept, but I will accept and turn it in promptly to Mr. Steve Mangalogo. And you can use a good old-fashioned check. Good old-fashioned check. Why donate to AER? Because giving to AER means you're doing something special. It means you're taking a portion of your limited funds and making a statement. I am going to help a soldier, a retiree, and his or her family members who are in need of financial assistance. Today, I have the honor. I am told that we already have our first donator to the Army Emergency Relief Campaign, who is also the AER kickoff official, the Deputy Garrison Commander, Mr. Wesley Lessner.
$1 a month, sir? No. Just to caveat this, and I'm sure General Williams will mention this a little bit later too, or ask a question, but does anybody have any idea how much money our soldiers used from AER last year, just within this community? Throw a number out there. Our goal, by the way, is $50,000 a year, but does anybody have an idea what our soldiers got out of AER last year? $20? $20,000. No, a little bit higher than that. 60,000, a little bit higher. We had 76 soldiers that took advantage of AER in our community last year for over $134,000 worth of grants and loans that were interest-free or elsewise. So this does help our community directly. So definitely, as Sam Costin mentioned, it's 88 cents for every dollar you donate goes to this campaign. So I definitely encourage you to do it. It's our soldiers and our civilians helping our soldiers here in this community. So definitely look forward to it, and I hope that there's some other checks out there. Thanks.
We have one more group that said they wanted to give a few dollars this morning. I hope it's more than a few dollars. The Vicenza Sergeant Major Association, please come up. Go ahead.
Thanks, Sam. I'm Brian Novak. I'm the president of the Vicenza Sergeants Major Association, and we're glad for the second year in a row to be a part of the kickoff. And you know, Sergeants Major, there's only 19 of us that are active members of the association, and we think we do a lot of good things for our community. We're here to help our community, and I think through an Army Emergency Relief is one way that we can help our soldiers and our retirees and our families when they're in a time of need. We want to help you, give you a hand up, not push you down. So we wanted to donate $100 to the Army Emergency Relief Command campaign, and look forward to next year giving more. Thanks for your support.
Okay. Okay, next up, we're going to have Ms. Christina Overstreet talk to us about the upcoming Vicenza Transition Summit.
Thank you, Paul. Good morning. In my role as the Transition Services Manager, I oversee the Soldier for Life Transition Assistance Program, formerly known as ACAP. SFL TAP provides training, education, and resources to our transitioning soldiers to prepare them for post-military life. Typically, transition is thought of as an event, something that happens at the end of a career, and we're encouraging all soldiers to think about transition planning a little bit earlier. Our staff, we have career counselors, an education counselor, a financial counselor, and 2 VA benefits advisors in our office, and our center is located in Building 126, which is co-located with the Education Center. I'm here to tell you about an exciting event that we have coming in April, on April 22nd and 23rd, in cooperation with the Hiring Our Heroes Foundation, which is a leg of the Chamber of Commerce. Our program will be hosting a Vicenza Transition Summit. And in this event has a number of components, including workshops, a networking reception, and a hiring fair. So this is the first time that our community has had a hiring fair in a number of years, and we're pretty excited about it. You can see the agenda on the slide, but just a couple of things I wanted to highlight are the workshops that we will be offering on day 2 on the 23rd of April, which include a LinkedIn workshop, some information about our program and VA benefits, a resume writing workshop, etc. And again, these workshops are not just for the transitioning community. We encourage spouses and everyone in the community to take advantage of the resources that are coming to us. Later that afternoon, we'll be hosting a hiring fair. We'll be able to provide more information about who will be participating in that fair in the coming weeks, but we already have some great employers signed up to come, including FedEx, Hilton Worldwide, and Northrop Grumman are all registered to participate, so we're pretty excited to have them coming to us. So again, this is not just for our transitioning community, but we hope that all of you will participate. And you can visit www.hiringourheroes.org for more information and to register for the event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And finally, we have the Director of FMWR, Mr. Chris Bradford, to talk about some of the upcoming MWR events.
All right, good morning. I'm excited that I don't have to follow the safety guy this month. He was upstaging me, so we had to PCS him back to the States. Now, all joking aside, excited again just to highlight a few of the upcoming events. There's, of course, as always, I encourage you to go to the website, the Garrison website, linked to MWR, or the Facebook site to get information on more events that are going on. But a couple I wanted to highlight is next Friday, Friday the 13th, is opening night for Lucky Stiff. It's the musical comedy that is our community members. It's our soldiers and families that are actually the actors in these skits, and they're really fun. They're interactive. They're a good time, and I encourage you to attend those shows. It's also, we have the youth program coming up, the auditions for Aladdin Jr. coming up March 16th. So if you have young ones that have been waiting for their chance to get on stage, or you want to encourage that, come out for auditions. It should be a good time. St. Patrick's Day is coming. The arena is going to start St. Patrick's early. Instead of the 17th, we're going to have a pre-party here at the arena, so I encourage you to come out and have a good time there. And even though it looks like it's spring outside, it's still in winter. We still have skiing, so we have a couple more opportunities, and I just wanted to highlight one there, a trip to Austria for anybody who enjoys skiing or snowboarding or hasn't gone yet or already went and had a good time. Take advantage of that. Next slide. And as I said, it's getting ready to be springtime, so we're going to have our extravaganza again the Saturday before Easter. Should be a great time on the field where we have Easter eggs and all kinds of other activities. Encourage you to come out for that. It's also, as we get ready to, I think the next InfoX is going to be on April Fool's Day. So we'll have one, it'll be the 1st of April. So we'll have an opportunity to highlight a lot of the events that are coming up in the springtime for Month of the Military Child. There's a big family show, other things. But a couple that I wanted to highlight is the fact that enrollments start for some of the youth sports right at the end of this month. So don't miss the opportunity to get your youngsters enrolled in those activities, as well as a spring break trip coming up right around Easter time as well. And of course, I always appreciate any feedback that we receive in this forum or on ICE, but I also encourage you that if you see something that you don't like or that you do like, provide instant feedback to the facility manager. It really helps us a lot to get specifics of this happened at this date, at this time, this individual. So, of course, we want to encourage your feedback today, online through ICE. But another form that seems to be kind of long forgotten is direct, instantaneous feedback to any facility manager, because we want to make our programs better for you. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this part of the program, we take a moment to recognize our volunteers. So we're going to ask Yvonne Liebling from the Army Volunteer Corps to come up and recognize our volunteers.
The Vicenza Army Volunteer Corps is pleased to announce outstanding community volunteers for February 2015. The adult outstanding volunteer for February is Margie Greif. Ms. Greif has distinguished herself as a volunteer tax preparer at the Tax Center. Her professionalism, work ethic, and interpersonal skills have made her a strong member of the Tax Center team. Through February, the Tax Center has filed more than 1,000 state and federal tax returns for members of the Vicenza military community, saving them more than $200,000 in tax preparation fees and securing over $1.5 million in refunds. Ms. Greif is a fantastic team member and has displayed expressive flexibility in assisting with a wide range of activities and tasks. The Tax Center has earned 100% customer satisfaction, which can be attributed to the competence and positive attitude displayed by Ms. Greif and the rest of the Tax Center team. Thank you, Ms. Greif. The Youth Outstanding Volunteer for February is Ariana Ortiz, nominated by the American Red Cross. Ariana has been involved with the Red Cross Club since October 2014. She has been an active participant in club events within the Vicenza military community. As a youth volunteer, Ariana has participated in unique projects such as the Vaccinator Village, Raid Cross, and the Scrubby Bear Instructor Training, as well as a variety of other various community events. Ariana has gone above and beyond in her volunteer duties. She is currently one of the most active volunteer members and is a role model to her peers. She is dedicated and reliable member of the Red Cross, and her contributions positively reflect the Vicenza military community. Congratulations, Ariana.
Okay, at this point of the program, we go across the table for additional announcements from our community service providers, starting with Ms. Sabrina.
Good morning, everybody. I have Cindy Brown that is going to give you a lot more information on local events at the main store. But I want to remind the community to check and participate on sweepstakes and essays and announce on Facebook and the store. because we have a lot of sponsors that are paying, for this, and they are very worthwhile. We are going to award next week a $5,000 essay winner in Aviano. This person submitted the essay for Because of You is the name of the essay, and won $5,000. The first prize went to Graph, 10,000. So I invite everybody, to check all those opportunities because they are very, very worthwhile. Thank you.
Just wanted to publicly thank the Warrior Zone and the BOSS program for providing the sound today. They're in the back there thinking that we wouldn't say something. So go check out the Warrior Zone, support BOSS. It sounds good in spite of how hard I tried to make it not sound good.
Good morning, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Palm. I'm here from the Health Center. Colonel Barr is away this week, so I'm standing in for him. In addition to the other observances for March, it is also Traumatic Brain Injury Awareness Month. We will have a variety of events. The one I want to highlight to everyone here is on 18 March in the rear lobby of the Health Center. The Traumatic Brain Injury team will be available for the community, and they will be there to talk to anybody who'd like to speak to them from 1000 to 1300 hours. Besides operational and occupational injuries, they could also talk about recreational. A lot of our traumatic brain injuries are from sports. And so please come out and educate yourself or your family members about this important issue. I'd also like to mention Medical Command is very sincere about trying to make as many appointments available as possible. We do not take all the USAREUR training holidays during the year. So we will be closed on March 13th. However, we will be open for normal clinic hours on March 16th. We will be closed on April 3rd, but we will be open all day on April 6th. Just as a reminder, now Public Health Command and the Army Wellness Center have both moved into the Health Center as we continue to repurpose space following the closure of the Birthing Center. That now means all three Medical Command units here in the Vicenza community are located within the Health Center. The final thing I wanted to cover, we are currently having some significant challenges with our provider coverage. We have a pediatrician who has already left. We have a nurse practitioner retiring very shortly. And we had another provider who had an unanticipated absence from work. She'll probably be out for weeks. In addition, we are currently helping to cover a critical shortage at Wiesbaden Clinic. And going forward, we are going to help with brigade medical coverage as 173rd does their operational mission. So I say that for probably about the next 3 months. There's going to be some challenges. This morning, as an example, we were out of appointments before 8 o'clock this morning. So please be patient with us. We're committed to being here to take care of you. We only have so many resources to do that, and we're going to do our best. That will mean that the space available policy will be strictly adhered to, and if anyone has some healthcare needs in that category, we can help you line up some civilian care out in the community. I would encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to sign up for Relay Health. That is the email system where you can communicate directly with your doctor via secure email. And a lot of routine things that you might need to come in and see the doctor for, you can actually do right through email, medication refills, or if you need to have a certain form signed. It's very easy. I've used it myself. And so I have the forms here. Just kind of it's a password protected, secure, because it has medical information involved, so it has to be, done in a specific manner. Additionally, if you're not aware, I really encourage everyone to use TRICARE Online. It's really the best way to make appointments. That's open 24 hours a day. You don't have to wait for the phone lines to open at 7:30. You could wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, not feel good, log on and pull up all the appointments and just pick one if you're a TRICARE beneficiary. So unless anyone has any questions, that's all I have.
Okay, so this is the portion of the program where we open up the microphone to our audience members. We ask today that if you would come up and sign on the AFN board in the back before proceeding to the microphone so we can continue to get your message and perpetuate it. So at this time, we'll open up the microphone. Now you can do it there.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cindy Brown. I'm the manager over the main store, and we've got some really great events for March. So as everyone knows, 8 March is International Women's Day. So for the weekend, we're going to be doing some special events from the 6th through the 8th. We've got great sales, especially going to be geared toward ladies' clothing and shoes, perfumes, whatnot. And each day there'll also be a raffle for some really nice gift baskets donated by our vendor partners. And I know MWR says they've got the pre-party for St. Patrick's Day. We've got the party on Tuesday the 17th. We're going to be doing again 10% off if you wear green, so 10% off any one item. And if you use your military star, we'll double that. It'll be 20% off any one item. And a question we get asked a lot is, yes, the uniform does count. So thank you.
I'm Sergeant Major Novak, the president of the Vicenza Sergeants Major Association again. And backed by popular demand, not me, but the Festa della Donna run is this Saturday. It's International Women's Day, like Ms. Brown just said, on the 8th of March. So last year it was a big success for our organization. We partnered with Female to Female, the USO, and BOSS, and we did a 5K run around Conserve Matterly. We're doing that again this year. It's $5 for each entrant. 12 and under is free. Registration starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday. The run will start at 9. It's just going to be a great time, and we will be handing out mimosas to all the female finishers. Mimosa branches, not the drink. You'll have to get that somewhere else. But I hope to see you all out there and support our association so we can support you. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Frances Jackson, and I'm from the USO. I just wanted to share that we have went ahead and changed the hours of operation to better serve our community. We will be closed on Mondays now, but we will be open on Sunday, which before we were closed on Sundays. So that kind of takes care of a lot of the single soldiers that want to reach out to family and have a place to hang out on Sunday. We are also extending our hours on Fridays and Saturdays, so we'll be open until 9 p.m. now, as opposed to 8 p.m. Also, we will be closed next week from Tuesday to Friday. We're doing renovations. We're actually putting in a new kitchen and doing some minor touch-ups in the center. So be aware that we will be closed, but we'll be open that Saturday. Also, we're offering an Italian language class, level 1, starting on the 17th of March. If you want to participate in that, please come see us in Building 9A. And the price of the class is $125. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Johnson, and I'm with Club Beyond, Youth of the Chapel here in Caserma. And we have an awesome opportunity for military teens all over Europe. Our first group activity is going to be during spring break. It's called Adventure Camp. It's for all of the middle school students, and it's going to be April 6th through the 11th. So it's a huge outdoor adventure. We're going to be doing rock climbing and geocaching and hiking, and just an awesome opportunity for all the military kids to get together. And for the high school this summer, June 21st to 27th, we'll be doing a service project in the Czech Republic, working with schools over in the community, and we'll be helping them build playgrounds and working alongside of the teachers in the community. Thank you.
Chaplain Ferris with the Garrison, and just to follow up on what Stephanie said, good things happen with our ministry to our youth and high schoolers, and they will not be guilty of, as one founder of the ministry said, it's a sin to bore a kid with the Bible. You don't get that with them. We are coming up into a holy season for both Christian and Jewish communities. There's going to be a community sunrise service April the 5th at the Hoekstra Field like last year. And our guest speaker is going to be the USERA chaplain, Chaplain Lindsay. And preceding that, of course, are various activities for the different congregations. And just call our number, 634-7519, or watch for the next issue of Outlook, and you'll see those holiday services posted there. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Wilkins, and I'm here representing AWAG, Americans Working Across the Globe. I'm filling in for the current rep, and so if you'd like to get information from me, I'm happy to stay after, take your email, and then send you all the information on the opportunity. It is the last weekend of April, and it provides opportunities for our families, family members. You can send a delegate to do training in all areas, from FRG to professional development, speaking, several different areas, probably over 30, 40 classes and presentations from across a wide range of professionalism. So I welcome you to ask any questions. I know the information hasn't gone out. Typically, this post sends about 10 delegates. Organizations can sponsor them, or they can pay for their own way. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to send you the information. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Susan Constable, and I'm here representing the Vicenza Community Club's thrift shop. If you're not familiar with the thrift shop, it is operated by the Vicenza Community Club, which is open to all the members of the Conserva Italy community, whether they be service members, Italian, nationals, everybody. Anyone can shop there. It's located next to the B&L Bank, across from the PX, open Monday through Thursday from 10 until 4. We also take donations around the back by the shop ad area. There's a shed you can see there, and you just pop things right in there. All of the proceeds from the thrift shop go back to the community. Mainly, like last year, our big donations across the board went to the schools and to scholarships. We give a lot of money to scholarships every year. And so that is where the money from the thrift shop goes, as well as the other fundraising things from the VCC. You can see us online at Facebook with the thrift shop, as well as the VCC. Also online at vccitaly.org. And then coming up, we have a couple specials right now for thrift shop. We have a lot of clothes. So it's $7 for a bag full of clothes today and tomorrow. So that's a special. And then also, I don't know if you've seen, but at the door of the thrift shop, you'll see a schedule of like Monday, all clothes are half price, et cetera, et cetera. And then, one day of the week, it's, manager's pick, and whatever we tend to have a lot of, that's what we'll put on special for that day. We do give away money to things like schools, MWR, USO, ACS, and BOSS. And then also, just for the VCC in general, it's a members only thing, but we have a bunko night coming up on Tuesday the 17th. And you can reserve your money by putting $20 in the box outside the thrift shop door there. And anyone who wants to join the VCC, again, anyone from the Consumer Adelaide can join. And it's $20 a person or $30 for a family. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Donahue. I'm the new BOSS president. I'm stepping in for Staff Sergeant Williams. The biggest thing I want to put out right now is we have a casino night scheduled for March 13th at the Warrior Zone. It's going to be at 7 o'clock, starts at 7 o'clock. 18 and up, we're looking for volunteers if any of you guys want to volunteer or just come out and show your support. It's our biggest fundraiser as of right now for this year, so just come out and have a good time and show your support. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Major Murphy, your Assistant Director of Emergency Services. It's come to our attention that there's some questions about what to do with your pet when you're about to PCS. Quick recommendation is you look in your local communities and find out where the local pet facility is and see about turning your pet over if you don't plan to take your pet with you back to the States. You made a conscious decision to that pet when you purchased or adopted that pet, so please do the right thing by them. If you can't get any help there, the veterinary clinic is an ideal place to turn to, as well as ACS has information as you begin the process of PCSing. Please don't find yourself in a predicament where we have to follow you under UCC TAF Regulation 40-11, where we can, if the animal is properly chipped, we can find you back in the States and go through the process of pressing charges with that community. So do the right thing by the animal, take it with you, or find a place to adopt. There's plenty of people out there, you can find them on Facebook that are looking to adopt an animal. Thank you.
Any additional announcements? Okay. Sir, at this point, we turn the floor over to you for the open portion of the forum.
Well, first, are there any questions from the audience? We've been monitoring Facebook and haven't gotten a question yet, so you guys are letting us off easy today. Are there any questions in the audience at all? All right, you guys just want to get the cake for Women's History Month. I'm tracking. Okay, so I'll go over a couple things that I have to also inform what's going on in the community. Today and tomorrow, we have a Mr. Jeff Buchholz. He's the director for We End Violence and a violence prevention specialist. He's in town to kind of talk to our community, both our soldiers, our civilians, our family members. There are 2 open sessions that I'd like to invite all community members to that are today from 1300 to 1430 at the Golden Lion, as well as tomorrow from the same time, 1300 to 1430. His topic will be Yes, 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 coming to terms with consent and preventing sexual violence. So it's a great opportunity. Mr. Buchholz has been a public speaker and an activist in this realm for the past 11 years, and he provides quite a bit of presentations and performances in the fields of sexual violence, masculinity, relationship violence, gender normativity, popular culture, etc. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. We've heard he's a dynamic speaker. He's kicked off this morning with our SHARP personnel and our family advocacy personnel, so he'll be geared up, ready to talk to the rest of the community for our soldiers, our civilians, and our leaders. So I'd ask that if you have an interest in that, we'd love to see you there. Secondly, one of the things in the community that I'd like to just make sure everybody's aware of, as the health clinic does every Thursday, and most of the soldiers, we have a sergeant's time training to where we get our soldiers trained up on our mandatory training requirements. The garrison is going to look at implementing something similar to that for our civilian employees. We realized we weren't getting our opportunity to get our civilians trained, whether it's customer service training or our mandatory training or some sort of other functional training. So you may start seeing around the community, we'll have signs posted on the doors of those community services that will be closed on Thursdays. For those front door services that we know soldiers need assistance with, we're looking at shifting those dates. So again, those will be on the doors. For some example, the ACS will be closed on Thursday mornings, but we still will have the ability for emergency services if we need AER or financial services or family advocacy, things such as that. We will have the emergency numbers posted. Our post office will close Tuesday mornings, which is what they've been doing in the past, so it should be no major changes. That's when they'll do theirs. ASAP will close on Wednesday mornings, and our CPF, our central processing facility, will continue to be open throughout the entire time so that we can make sure we meet the needs of our community. And some of the other ideas, some of the other functions, our community services, our military personnel directorate, and our workforce development, they'll continue to close on Thursdays, or anything that's internal to the garrison that doesn't affect the community will go ahead and close down on Thursday so our civilians can get the training that they need. So just ask that you remain patient. Look on the doors for those services as you're walking around. If you want to go see it, if it's a Thursday and they're closed, don't get frustrated because we also need training to make sure we're providing you guys with the best customer service that we can. With customer service, I am going to put a plug in here for our ICE program, our Interactive Customer Evaluation Program. We definitely read every single one of these comments that comes in. I get them personally. The Sergeant Major, Dennison, he gets them as well as the Garrison Commander. We read every single comment that comes in for our garrison services. So I ask that if you have an issue with one of our services, or you'd like to see something else, or you like something that we're doing well, we like to get that feedback. And we will respond to you if you provide us your contact information. So sometimes you give us great ideas, and we really want to reach out to you to get a little bit more information on what we're missing out on. But if you don't leave that contact information, it's very difficult for us to talk to you. And so we'd ask that you leave it. It's not going to go to your chain of command. We deal with it internally, and one of our service providers will contact you directly to address the concern. So definitely appreciate the feedback. We know we do the best we can to meet your needs, and if we're not hitting it, we definitely want to hear from you. And sir, that's all I have. I'll pass it over to you for your comments.
Okay. Any other questions from the group? Chris?
No, sir. No questions at this time.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Wes, for the opportunity to talk. Push it back a little bit. Hey, I just have one question. I want to know what a Scrubby Bear instructor team training is. I think I want to. I'm sorry Ariana left. I was going to ask her what that was. Hey, a lot of great activities in the community, and thanks for what all you all do. Volunteers, paid government workers. This is a great community. I had the opportunity to go back a few weeks ago and talk to the Army leadership, Secretary of the Army, Chief of Staff of the Army, the new Sergeant Major of the Army. And Wes hit on one of the issues that's coming up next month when we explore and look into setting conditions for SHARP. And I will tell you that the Army leadership is very, very serious about that. So to Wes's point, if you have an opportunity today to see this gentleman speak, it'll help set the stage for some of the things. I'm going to host a conference for the community next month, the middle of April, 16, 17, to get at some of these issues and share with you where the senior Army leadership is on setting the conditions in the community on that very important subject. It's about readiness. It's about treating people with dignity and respect. And you saw some of the examples today. The young lady who received the award for the Volunteer of the Month, we want to set the conditions so that she can grow up and become a good member of the community, whether she wears a uniform or not, but a vital member of our community or any of the community she goes to. And so weaving stories, as the sergeant talked about earlier, that's a very important narrative and dialogue. And the Red Cross, General Bob Foley, who's the head of the Red Cross, is a good friend of mine. I appreciate, no, I'm sorry, the other way, AAR, Bob Foley. Red Cross, not all heroes wear capes. I like that. But AAR does a lot of great work, so I appreciate your effort on that. March is March Madness for you basketball fans out there. Any college basketball fans out there? No, a few? My wife and I are pretty good fans. Who's your team? Who's your team, Sergeant Major? Rock Chalk. So we'll, but it's also, as was mentioned, all the activities, it's also a time of transition. Many of you all, some of you all will leave the community. There'll be more folks coming into the community in the next few months. So as you think about safety, I know we'll talk that in future, but we should start thinking about, you know, making sure the lawnmower is cleaned up and serviced, and we start thinking about aquatic safety as we start in a few months getting ready to jump in the water, and barbecue start, and the days get longer, and folks get ready. Unfortunately, I spend some of my time writing notes to folks that don't exercise good discipline. And so I would ask you as we move forward that many of you all will do that, but I would ask you to also look to your left and right and help your fellow soldier, civilian, wingman, whatever term you want to use, to keep them from coming in my office and me helping them because it's important. Because it's very important, and not only, it's not about that, but it's about treating people with dignity and respect and making sure we treat others with dignity and respect. So, you know, as the days get longer, this community is recognized. We are on the map. Obviously, the great efforts of the 173rd, I mean, they are literally, by their efforts, putting a line in the sand so the guy to the east of where they are stays where he is. We won't get into all that. So thanks again for all the soldiers and families that do what you do in Poland and Latvia and Lithuania and soon to be Romania and Bulgaria. I mean, they're all over the place. And then my own headquarters, the USARAF, always on the continent of Africa every single day. There's about 3,000 soldiers. They don't belong, they're not on this post, but we organize them and put them on the continent. And they do sort of what we call phase 0, or the day-to-day engagement on the continent of Africa. 2 weeks ago, you may have seen some of it, see me on commercials, unfortunately, is our ALFS conference we just had. We had 36 land component commanders, 36 chiefs of staffs. There are 54 countries in the continent of Africa. 36 of them were gathered in one place, and we talked about ways ahead. I am firmly convinced that the continent of Africa will be a place of great challenges in the future, but also great opportunities. So that's kind of what my headquarters does. And you in this community feed those two major efforts. And there are other outfits here. I don't mean to disparage all the other great organizations that are here. But as sort of the lead guy here and with the 173rd, sort of the ex-big elephant that's here, we are daily engaging and shaping the world. And you all are a part of that. And so the things that you're talking about, you give the resilience to Ariana, to family members, to soldiers, when they come back and are able to get a meal here in the bowling alley, or go on one of these trips, or go to Club Beyond. My kids did Club Beyond. You know, it's sort of deja vu all over again. So hearing a lot of these activities, whether it be the AER or Red Cross or Boss Night. I've been at Boss Night. Invite me and I'll come there, Sergeant. I see you in the back. I'll come and help you with that. It's an important part that we continue to thrive and treat each other with dignity and respect, and be a point for which we can shift. The nation depends on it, our Army depends on it, and we depend on each other. So you all play a big function in this community, so thanks for what you do. So, okay, that's all I have. Thanks. Cool.
Any last minute questions before we sign off? Okay, I'm not seeing anything on Facebook either, so I guess.
No, sir. Okay, that's it. The next InfoX will be Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. here in the arena. All the materials shown on InfoX can be found on our Garrison homepage at the top, and the entire InfoX will be posted on AFN. Thank you.